Hey, welcome Wildcat fans. I'm Cindy McCarthy and I'm broadcasting live from Central City tonight where the Wildcats will be hosting the Edco Vikings, and this is going to be a game to determine who takes over the top spot in the Tri-Rivers Conference. But before I get into talking more about tonight's game, I just want to recognize our sponsor for Wildcat Sports Broadcast, Heartland Bank. Heartland Bank is a proud supporter of Central City Wildcat sports. At Heartland Bank, we recognize more than ever the need to support local customers and organizations in our communities. As your community bank, we're here for you. And again, we appreciate everything that Heartland Bank does for us. So as I mentioned, tonight is a matchup of the two teams that are tied for first place in the Tri-Rivers. We've got Central City coming into tonight's game. They're 4-0 in the conference and 14-7 overall. And Edco is also 4-0 in the conference, and they come in 15-10 overall. So it's going to be a pretty good match tonight. Wildcats are coming in winning their last 4 contests. They beat a couple weeks ago, they beat Mag Valley 3-1. Then last week at home here, we broadcast the game. They beat Alburnett 3-0. Then on Thursday of last week, they took down East Buck 3-0. And then this past Tuesday at Springville, the Wildcats won 3-0. So as I mentioned, coming in with that 4-0 record. So just kind of looking at some stats for the Wildcats here. As far as our leading assists go, that's going to go to the setter, Belle Whitson. And then when we talk about kills, and I'll mention this here, the Wildcats have 3 hitters who, we have Bailey Weber, who's leading the team in kills with 185, but then you have sophomore Macy Lupkus with 144, and senior Coletta Wade with 145. So we've got 3 solid hitters. That's kind of hard for teams to potentially just key on one of those, and then we can take advantage of the others. So that's kind of the leaders there. As far as blocking goes, looks like Bailey Weber leads the team with 19 blocks. Oh, I'm sorry. Macy Lupkus leads the team with 33 blocks. Then Bailey Weber's got 19, and then right behind hers again, Coletta Wade. And then Macy leads in solo blocks with 8. So Macy's doing a great job on in the front middle there. As far as serving goes for ace serves, looks like Bailey Weber has 17 ace serves and Coletta Wade has 15, and Alexis Dedeker has 13. So some servers there that can get the job done. And just as far as like the efficiency of serving, the highest efficiencies, that goes to Alexis Dedeker with a 95.5% efficiency. Right behind her is Bailey Weber. And then right behind Bailey is Macy Lupkus. So those are going to be some names that you're going to be hearing. I'm not going to go into a ton of details with Edco's stats because I don't know that we really care, but I did notice just looking at their leaders, they do have the difference between us and them is their kills. They have one girl, Audrey Helmrich, who has 234 kills, and then they have another senior, Marin Gall, with 147. And then after that, there's nothing significant. So kind of what I was mentioning, the Wildcats have 3 solid hitters, whereas I would say the Edco has 1.5 solid hitters, or 1 3/4. So that's, as far as a team, then where the ball is going to go. So that hopefully will play into the Wildcats' hands. So the one, they do have some good blockers. Lily Barksley and Caitlin Hahn actually lead the team in blocking for Edco, so that's just so they have a rotation where they can get some blocks in the front row, but those girls just don't get any kill attempts. All right, so that kind of is kind of a rundown on the stats there, and we've got 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go here before the game gets underway. Right now the Wildcats are on the floor warming up. They are wearing pink tonight for a pink out, breast cancer awareness night. And Edco is in their black just probably their black uniforms, black shorts, black top, short sleeve with gold numbers, some gold trim on the side. I haven't checked out Edco. Let's see what it says. Edco is coming off of a 3-set win with Alburnett, and they lost to Regina Catholic in a tournament 2-0. They beat Durant 2-1, and they beat Midland 2-0, and they lost to Regina twice. So they're coming off of a tournament and maybe played on the 26th. So that's kind of where Edco's at. So should be a good matchup tonight. Wildcats been playing some good volleyball. Maybe some of the competition that they're playing hasn't necessarily been top notch. But the thing is that when you play those teams that are in the middle to the lower part of the conference, you need to take care of them, and that's what the Wildcats have done. So we'll see how they stand up here to one of the top teams in the conference and see what we can do. Just going to go back and see. So Wildcats have not played Northland. I think they play them later on. And I'm not sure about Starmont either. Starmont's 2-2. I'm not sure if we've played them yet either. And I don't see Lisbon on here for some. Oh, they're not in our. This is the West standing. So the Wildcats, this is for the West, leading to see who will lead the West. Lisbon wasn't. I must have had an overall Tri-Rivers at one point, and Lisbon was up there. But the Wildcats have played at Lisbon and beat them. So that is one of the tougher games that the Wildcats have played. So we'll see if they're ready to go here in front of a home crowd. Got a decent crowd from Edco. The junior high Edco and Central City teams kicked things off this afternoon at 4 o'clock, and I don't know. I'm not sure how that game came out. And then the Fresh Soft and the JV have just wrapped up playing, and now we're up to the varsity match, the highly anticipated game. So the Wildcats here, we have under a minute, are getting their last serves in. We will have a national anthem and the starting lineups, and then we will be playing some volleyball. I guess while we're waiting here, well, I'll just wait. We can talk a little bit about some of the other sports that are going on. Again, just want to give a big shout out to Heartland Bank for sponsoring the Wildcat YouTube Sports channel. The one thing is if you're at the game and you missed the live broadcast and you want to go back and listen, all the games that we broadcast are automatically saved and available for re-listening right after the contest is over. So Um, if you're interested in going back and listening to a play-by-play of the game, go to the YouTube page and check it out. All the football games, volleyball games, basketball games that we've done are all there. So it's not just checking in live. Sometimes you can go back and listen if you want some entertainment. Put it that way. All right, so we've got, we are ready for the starting lineups here. And as soon as they get introduced, I will announce them as well here. All right, so number 1, Lily Barksley, she's the setter. Number 2, Caitlin Hahn, middle hitter. The libero, Campbell Kirby, a senior. Number 5, Abby Bockenstadt, a sophomore middle hitter. Number 8, Samantha Wessel, sophomore outside hitter. And Marin Gall, a senior, one of the big hitters for them. I mentioned her name. And then number 13, Audrey Helmrich. She's also a senior outside hitter, 6 foot, so she's the player leading them in kills. So that's the lineup for Edco. For Wildcats here, so we got Lexi Dedeker being introduced. And we got Bailey Weber. Got Avery Wise, the libero. Macy Lupkus starting. Coletta Wade, senior. Lexi Hennick, senior. And the setter, senior Belle Whitson, will be the other starter here. All right, we will have the playing of the national anthem. All right, national anthem being sung tonight by Beth Griggs, who is also the athletic trainer for the Wildcats. I'll talk more about Beth later here when I have a break. Before we get started, I'll give one more shout out here to Heartland Bank. Unleash the power of more with more for your checking from Heartland Bank. You'll get 24-hour roadside assistance, cell phone insurance, access to thousands of coupons, deals, and more for free. All right, Heartland Bank, and we are ready to play some volleyball. Both teams are out on the floor. Officials are checking over the lineups it looks, I don't know who's getting first serve here. Looks like Edco's gonna serve first. And they're gonna have Marin Gall start with the serve, and she goes to Weber, up to Whitson, and it's gonna be free balled over by Diedeker. The libero gets it. They're gonna set back row to Gall, kept alive by Weber. They're gonna go outside to Coletta Wade, but they're gonna say Bailey Weber had a error there on that pass attempt. So Edco's going to go up 1-0 here. We're in game one, just getting started. And there's Coletta Wade up to Whitson, and she's going to go to Lupkus in the middle. The ball's played up and tipped over, but it is going to go out. So there's a side out for the Wildcats. And it's going to be 1-1. Going back to serve is Lexi Diedeker. I'm talking about her, one of the better servers for the Wildcats. It goes off the arms of Edco, free balled over. Wildcats see if we can take advantage of that, and they do with a big hit out of the middle by Macy Lupkus, and it's going to be a point for the Wildcats. That makes it 2-1, and Lexi Diedeker will go back to serve again. Again, Lexi Diedeker, one of the better servers for the Wildcats. Gets it over, and it's going to go to the setter, and they're going to go outside, and there's Helmrich, and she puts it down the line, coming out of the weak side, and she gets a point there, and it's going to be 2-2. The libero is going to go back to serve, Campbell Kirby, and that goes to Hennick, and here comes Coletta Wade out of the weak side, and she's going to get a kill, and that's going to be a point for the Wildcats, and Coletta's going to go back to serve. Lexi Hennick goes out, and Liz Wade checks into the front row. There's a serve by Coletta, and it's they try to down ball that over, and it goes in the net, so the Wildcats go up 4-2 here in game one. Coletta going at Gall. And there's a hit down the line by Wessels, and it's deep, and it's out, and it's a point for the Wildcats. So 5-2 here. Wildcats open up a little bit of a lead early on. We'll see if they can keep it. Coletta hits it deep, and serve's going to go over to Edco. We got Lily Barksley, the setter, going back to serve, and she goes at Coletta. It's going to go to Bailey, and she's going to give it to Liz Wade. It's blocked. Wildcats tip it over. Edco's going to try to come back with the attack out of the middle, and there's a kind of a push by Helmrich. Wildcats are coming back with Liz Wade. There it's blocked, kept alive by the Wildcats. Whitson goes up to try to do something. She can't do it. And Helmrich is too much in the middle right there, and the Wildcats got sucked in and left the far side open, and Helmrich found that, and that makes it 5-4. Wildcats still up, and Barksley's going back the setter to serve again. There she's going towards Lexi Diedeker. Bad pass. Whitson can't do anything with it. Great save by Weber. And there's a tip by the Vikings, and we're going to come back with Macy Lupkus in the middle. Nothing there. Free balled back over by the Vikings. We'll try another attack again in the middle for Lupkus. There's a hit by Macy Lupkus. She got behind that and knocked it down and found that opening. Got it around that middle hitter, and Wildcats will get that point. And Macy Lupkus is going to go back to serve. So it's 6-4. Wildcats are up, game one. And nice serve by Macy, and that's going to be a point. Macy's picking on Helmrich. and she couldn't do anything with it. Point Wildcats, 7-4. We're in game one, Wildcats up. There's a nice floater. It's a tight pass. They're going to go outside to Helmrich, and she's too much for the Wildcats. Couldn't get a block over there on that strong side, and that's going to be a point and a kill for Helmrich, and a point for the Vikings. Makes it 7-5. Helmrich is going to go back to serve. There's Coletta Wade, Whitson, and it's just going to be free balled over by Weber. The Vikings are going to go outside to Gall, and she puts it down. Big hit over there by Marin Gall, the other senior outside hitter, who's the second leader in kills. So we've got the leader serving right now, and the other player in the front row picking that up. So Wildcats are going to come back with a big swing by Bailey Weber. Played by the setter, Barksley, but Bailey was there for the rebound and put it right back in their face. And so we've got an 8-6 score for the Wildcats. And Belle Whitson's going to go back with a little jump serve, goes towards the libero. They go up to Barksley. Barksley's going outside to Gall. Blocked. Weber and Diedeker were there to block, but we just couldn't get it back over to the other side. So it's going to be a point Edco. And Chloe Everett comes in to serve for the Vikings. Everett's a sophomore. And she goes to Weber, up to Whitson. She's going to go back to Weber in the middle. And it's off of a block, and it's in. That's going to be a point Wildcats. So 9-7, Wildcats up. We're in game one. And Lexi Hennick's going to come in and serve. Lexi goes at the libero. She pops it up. Barksley sets it to the back row for Hemlich, and the Wildcats can't do anything with it and free ball it back. And they're going to go outside to Savannah Drips, who's checked in, and she has a hitting error into the net. And that makes it 10-7. And Hennick, again, the libero to Barksley. They're going to go to Drips again. This time she does get it over, and the Wildcats can't handle it. And it's going to be a point for the Vikings in this side out. So we're in game one. Wildcats up 10-8. And it looks like McKenna Hofer's in to serve for the Vikings. And she goes to Weber. Bad pass, but Whitson's able to do something with it and gets it over to Wade. Wade hits it, but the Vikings hit it back at us, and Wade with the attack again. Here comes the Wildcats again with Bailey Weber in the middle. Wildcats have the Vikings on their heels a little bit. The Vikings have been a little scrappy, but when they play the ball back, they're not able to get any kind of an attack, and so the Wildcats were able to get 3 good hits there and get a point, and Weber's going to go back to serve. So it's 11-8. Barksley's going to go to Hahn. Hahn hits it over. It's going to be played by the Wildcats. Coletta Wade with the hit. Coming back is Hahn. Wildcats on the attack again with Wade. Passed up by the Vikings, and they're going to go to Gall. Gall goes down the line, and she's going to get a kill. Nobody's covering that deep line there for the Wildcats. Gall's went there twice now, so Wildcats need to maybe make that adjustment. 11-9, we're in game one. Gall now is going to go back to serve. And she goes to Weber, up to Whitson. Whitson goes quick with Macy Lupkus, and there's the kill by Macy. Straight down, nothing doing with that. All right, that's going to be a side out, I think, yeah, for the Wildcats. And Lexi Diedeker is going to go back. Diedeker gets it over, and they're going to come back with Helmrich. Wildcats play it back over. Vikings on the attack again with Hahn that time. Wildcats are going to come back with Coletta Wade down the line, and they can't get to that. Both teams are having a hard time covering that line hit. Wildcats will take it, 13-9. Lexi Diedeker with the serve. Wildcats up game one. Diedeker, they get it up to Barksley, and then Helmrich tips it over. Wildcats are going to come back with Macy, who tips it over then. Now Vikings are going to come back with the hit, and there's Coletta Wade and Macy with the block, and the Vikings are going to be on the attack again. They're going to go outside to Helmrich. Wildcats are there. Whitson's going to go outside to Wade. Wade tips it, kept alive by the Vikings. They're going to come back with Helmrich, and this time Weber keeps it alive. Good hit, good save there, and great volley. Good hustle by both teams. I can't keep up with the action here. Whitson, down ball by Hennig. We're going to come back with an attack by Helmrich with the little dink over Bell Whitson and just in front of a couple other Wildcats. So great volley by both teams. Great diving on the floor, laying it all out there, and Vikings come away with that point, makes it 13-10. We're in game one, and the libero is going to go back to serve, Campbell Kirby. And then we've got Macy Lupkus in the middle, but they're going to say she tried to go kind of to the left there, and she just hit it out. So 13-11 Vikings. Kirby Campbell serves that, and it goes deep, so plays into the Wildcats' hands there. We'll take it. Lexi Hennick's going to check out, and Liz Wade's going to check in. And we've got Coletta Wade going back to serve. Wildcats up 14-11, game one. And Coletta Wade, another serving error. Wildcats when a game like this, you can't afford to give the other team free points like that, so hopefully Wildcats can shore that up here a little bit. And ball goes to Dedeker, and they're going to say an illegal set by Whitson, so there's two mistakes in a row there with the serve and the bad pass, so it's 14-13. Setter Lily Barksley is serving. Liz Wade down balls it, and it's out. Wildcats have had some errors here, and they've let Edco back in it. It's now 14-14. So Wildcats need a side out here and try to get that momentum back. I might be saying that setter. It might be Borksley. All right, Dedeker gets it to Whitson. They're going to go with a back row attack by Coletta Wade, and there's another hitting error. So there's like 5 straight points. And that puts Edco up, and at the first time out here, it's 14-15. Edco's clawed their way back in and has now taken the lead on the Wildcats in game one. All right, I'm going to give a shout out here to Heartland Bank. At Heartland Bank, we understand that life is full of changes. We're here to support you at every step of your life's journey with personal and business banking options that fit your lifestyle. Online at hbtbank.com. Go Central City Wildcats. All right. So Wildcats got off to a good start here and had the lead up to about four points, but we've had serving error, a passing error, and a couple hitting errors here. So now Wildcats find themselves down 14-15 in game one. So we need to get a side out here. We've got, I'm going to say Borksley, their sophomore setter, Lily Borksley, serving right now, and they've got their best hitter in the front row in the middle, so Wildcats need to get out of this rotation. And there's Coletta Wade. Whitson, we're going to do a back row free ball by Weber. Borksley's going to go outside, and there's a big block, big play. They went outside to their big hitter, Helmrich, and we had Macy Lupkus, and I'm not sure if it was Liz or Bailey who helped her block that, but they got a huge block. So that makes it 15-15, and now Macy's going to go to the back row and do some serving. Wildcats need to put a few serves together here, and Macy's got an ace. Wow, that one was a floater, and Edco thought it was going to go out. I thought it was going to go out, but it just kind of dropped. So great serve there by Macy. That puts the Wildcats up 16-15. And there's another serve. This time she goes at Helmrich, and it's going to be free balled over, and there's Samantha Wessel can't do anything with that, so there's a couple quick points for the Wildcats. So it's 17-15, and the Edco coach doesn't like what she's seeing, so now she's going to take a timeout. So we're still in game one. Wildcats were up. They kind of let the lead slip away, and now they've come back here and have forced 2 errors on the Vikings, and it's 17-15 again in game one. Heartland Bank is your community bank. We were founded in a small community like Central City and stay true to our roots in every community we serve. Good luck, Central City Wildcats. You gonna help announce?
I'll hop on.
You wanna help announce?
Sure, for a little, not too long.
All right. How about after game one? So we got Macy with the serve here, and there's a big hit by Helmrich, and that's gonna, she went cross court and used every inch of the court, and that one is in. And so the ball goes back over to the Vikings. Makes it 17-16, Wildcats still up. There's Wise, and Whitson barely gets it over, a little miscommunication there. Wildcats have the ball back on the attack. Bailey Weber with the little tip, finds the corner where nobody is. And we got Belle Whitson going back to serve. Wildcats up 18-16. Here comes Edco with the hit out of the strong side. Wildcats are going to go with Dedeker, down balls it. Borksley's going to go with a back row set to Helmrich, and there's just a mishit by Liz Wade there in air, so ball's going to go back over to Edco. Chloe Everett's going to go back to serve. 18-17 Wildcats. And there's Bailey Weber with the big hit. And it was out. Oh, she really got on that, but just out. And so that's going to be a point for the Vikings, and they're going to come back. Coletta Wade with the pass. Weber just free balls it over. Vikings are going to come back with something quick out of the middle with Caitlin Hahn, and the Vikings take a lead, 19-18. And Chloe Everett's going to serve again. There's Weber, gets it up to Whitson. She's going to go back to Weber, and there's going to be a kill for Bailey Weber coming out of that strong side. Wildcats get it back. It's 19-19. And we've got Hahn coming down, or Gall, I'm sorry, coming down, and there she goes down the line again. And she gets a kill. That's her third kill, and it's the third one down the line. Wildcats just aren't getting over there to cover that. So it's 19-20. Edco's up, and Edco's serving. There's Hennick up to Whitson. They go back to Weber with the kill. Weber comes, does a little behind. Back set by Whitson, and Bailey puts it down. And there's a hit out of the middle, and it's a touch, I believe. Nope, I guess it wasn't. I thought it was touch, but they didn't call it, so we'll take that. Bailey Weber's back serving. Wildcats up 21-20. This is kind of what we expected, back and forth with the two top teams on our side of the conference here. And there's a hitting error by Hahn, and the Wildcats are up 22-20. All right,
Oh, gosh.
I gotta.
You want me to move over?
Yeah, you can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can
All
you
right.
hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
All right.
All right, we got a guest announcer here with me for a little bit. We got Matt Klosterman.
in the building.
He's in the building.
Oh yeah.
All right. What do you think of the game?
It's going good.
It's going good.
Both teams can spike the ball pretty nicely.
Yeah, no doubt. So Wildcats are up 22-20. We got Bailey Weber. And she serves, and there's going to be a hitting error by Gall.
Way over the net.
Way over the net, went out. So Wildcats have opened up here a little lead, 23-20 at the perfect time. Ooh, that one looked in, but they said that serve was deep, so 21-23.
That was definitely over the line. I don't know what you're talking about. I saw it.
All right. And we've got Gall with the serve. We got Macy Lupkus with the hit, and the libero's not able to handle that. So Wildcats have game point here, and it looks like that Lexi Dietrich going back.
24-21 with the serve, and it's bad.
Oh, man. You hate to see that because that's
Yeah.
like, here you could end it. Now it's 22-24. Now there's a little pressure on you to make something happen. We've got the libero serving here for the Vikings. And she goes to Diedeker. Whitson's going to go to the middle to Lupkus, and kind of a bad pass there, and now it's 24-23.
You just got to come back from those.
Yeah. And Weber gets it up to Whitson, kind of a bad pass there. Vikings are going to come back with an attack. There's Hennick. She gets it to Whitson. They're going to go outside to Wade. Wade gets it off the block. Kept alive by the Vikings. Passed it back over. Whitson's going to go to Lupkus in the middle. Blocked. Kept alive. And it comes back over. Wildcats are going to Lupkus again. Blocked in the middle. Forrest Point. That was Audrey Helmrich. And this is exactly why you don't want to have a hitting or a serving error when you're going to win the game.
Yeah, that's a big one right there.
So that ties it up, 24-24. Now you do have to win by 2, but Edco does have a little bit of momentum here. They've got to serve, so hate to see that happen, Matt.
Yeah, it was fun to watch go back and forth that whole time.
There's been some great volleys tonight.
Yeah.
Both teams pretty scrappy, have a couple big hitters, so it's kind of fun to watch. You want to read a shout out to Heartland Bank.
Yeah, Heartland Bank is your community bank. We were founded in a small community like Central City and stay true to our roots. In every community we serve, good luck Central City Wildcats.
All right. Get
Wildcats
you broke in.
What?
Get you broke in here.
Yeah, Wildcats are back on the court.
Yep. All right, so we've got the libero here, Campbell Kirby, serving 24-24. We're in game 1. And there's Bailey Weber up to Whitson. They're going to go with Wade in the middle, and right there is Helmrich. And I'm not sure who the other blocker was, but they blocked that.
Big play.
Yeah, big play right here. We'll see what happens on this serve for the Vikings. They go to Weber. She keeps it up there, and it's just going to be tipped over by Wade. They're going to come back with Helmrich in the middle. Wildcats have a chance here on an attack. Wade gets it over, not the best, but kept it in play. Here's a free ball. Let's see if the Wildcats can do something. They're going to Wade again. It's blocked. Macy Lupkus keeps it up. They're going out to Wade again, and she finds, it goes down the line and out.
No way. I swear that was in. That was so close.
Wow. That's a tough one right there. I tell you what, what was it, 24-21, 24-22, wasn't it?
It was 24-21, and we just...
And we had a chance to serve. You're not guaranteed that you're going to win, but you don't want to have a serving error at that point. And unfortunately, Lexi Diedeker had a serving error. And Edco came back and ended up winning 24-26. So, yeeks. Not the way we wanted the first game to end. So, what do you think, Matt? How do you think about the girls' volleyball? I've seen most of the home games.
Yeah, I've gone to every single one of the home games.
So, off to a pretty good start. Edco and the Wildcats are in first place.
Yeah, when I first came, and got here and saw them warming up, they don't look that good warming
I
up.
know, I
but
kinda-
they shocked me.
Yeah,
really good.
I kind of had the same thought. So let's quick talk about football. Any comments you got to make? What are we, 4-1?
4-1, yeah.
A kind of a unique situation where you've got 2 games in 1 week. Have you ever had that before? Maybe
No.
junior high?
No, it kind of felt like junior high though, because it kind of felt like JV my freshman year, because we'd always play right after the junior high. So it was fun. I mean, we knew they weren't a good team and that we were gonna destroy. We just gotta go out and do it, and we went out and did that. And same rule applies for this Friday.
Okay.
But we can't just be lackadaisical.
Right.
We gotta still show up, play our
Exactly.
game.
So Friday night's game got postponed, and so you guys played Monday of this week, and now you're going to turn around and play Friday, kind of a different thing. Easton Valley hasn't – have they won a game yet this year? I haven't.
They're 2-3 right now.
2-3,
They-
okay.
I think they beat Cal Wheat and New London. Yeah, they beat New
Oh,
London
okay.
66-22.
And we had New London canceled on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went and played. They canceled 2 weeks ahead of our game, but then they played that game a week ahead of us.
Yeah,
They're just
it's
scared to
weird.
play us.
Yeah. All right. So we're coming out here, and I think I mentioned this last week. Ever since COVID, it used to always be after every game the girls would switch sides in volleyball, and now ever since COVID, the teams just stay on the same side, and so the Wildcats will be serving first. So this is going to be big to start off and maybe try to get a few points and kind of get the momentum back. Don't you think?
Yeah, definitely off serves too. Got to keep the ball on the line when we serve the ball. Easier said than done.
Yep. You want to try to do a little play-by-play?
No, I'm good. I don't know. I'd probably get my words jumbled up.
No, this is a big. I think this is big. You let that first game get away, and we do have the serve. So right here, I would hope that just for some confidence and get our thing back is to get 3 or 4 points. Weber does get us off with a good serve, goes to the libero. They're going to do a back row attack by Gall. Wildcats play it. Bad pass by Macy Lupkus. There's a passing error, and exactly what we didn't want to happen. We have an error, and the Vikings take advantage of it, and it's now 1-0. And this is the rotation that they were just in that we couldn't stop them. So they've got their libero serving, and they're going to go outside to Lupkus. Her hits kept alive. They're going to come back, the Vikings, with Wessel. We're going to go back, and there's the blocking, man. The Edco's got their blocking going in the middle. Audrey Helmrich.
Yeah, their front row's doing terrific.
Yep. Helmrich is at over 200 kills, and now she's really starting to turn on the blocking. Lexi Hennick with a missed cue right there, and it's 3-0. And Wildcats need to make something happen here. They need to get a side out, need to have a big play, maybe a big hit out of Macy or something to try to get a little bit of momentum back. And maybe that'll do it right there. There's a serving error, I'm sorry, by Campbell Kirby. And if I'm Edco, I'm like, guys, dang it, what are you doing that? We've got him, and now that we let him back in. So Alexi Dieter comes back and gets the serve, and they're going to go straight to Helmrich in the middle, and she puts it down.
That was a hard spike.
Yeah, it was. She's a big hitter. I thought Wildcats might be able to do something there, but Vikings get the ball right back.
Especially after that bad serve, they gained the momentum, but then Vikings just took it right back.
Yep, there's a big serve right there by Lily Borksley, the setter, and an error on the Wildcats, so it's 5-1. Wildcats need to try to have somebody step up and make a play for them. before the game gets out of hand. And that's a play there. Hits the net and can still play. That's a killer. I always think that's kind of hard, you know?
Yeah.
Wildcats kind of get a play over here. Dedeker with the free ball. We got Borksley, and oh, nice. They're going to say 2 hits. That's big for the Wildcats.
Yeah, so on a 2-hit, it's when they like set.
Yep, they have their hands a little awkward, and then they call that 2 hits. So error there on Borksley. That's going to have Coletta Wade go back and serve for the Wildcats. And there's an ace serve by Coletta. Senior steps up and makes a big serve. It makes it 3-5. We're in game 2 here. Wildcats down, and hopefully coming back after dropping game 1, 24-26. Wade goes at Gall, and they're going to come with an attack. Wade keeps it going tight, but Lupkus is there, and this time Audrey Helmrich isn't able to do anything with the block there, and the Wildcats are going to get a point. So we've clawed our way back in here, and it's now 4-5, Edco up. There's going to be a back set to Helmrich. She tips it over. Wildcats come back with Macy Lupkus in the middle. And great play, great save by the Vikings. Wildcats thought they had it. Then there's Liz Wade with the attack, and there's a block by the Vikings. And Vikings get the point.
I for sure thought that first hit Macy was going to score. They just saved it from off the ground.
I will say Edco's pretty scrappy, I would say. So Dedeker with the pass. We're going to go back row attack by Weber. Vikings are there. They're going to go middle. In the middle, they've got number 7, 6'2", a sophomore, Savannah Drips, who's come in, and she gets a kill. We got 7-4. Edco's up. And Helmrich does a short serve. Wildcats aren't able to do anything with it. And there's a hit by Gall, goes cross court. Wildcats make an adjustment to stop her down the line, and now she goes cross court, and Wildcats call timeout, Matt. This isn't good, 8-4.
I don't think all hope's lost.
No.
We were up 24 to 21, and we ended up losing that.
Yeah.
So
we just have to keep it close.
4 points.
Yeah. The Wildcats are kind of on the. I thought in the first game, Wildcats had Edco kind of on their heels a little bit. We were doing a good job of having some different hitters hitting in some different spots. Now it looks like the Wildcats are on their heels a little bit, not sure where to cover. The one thing is, Wildcats have some of their key players are seniors, and so they've played a lot of volleyball. Hopefully they can step up and kind of make a play and get things going. Kind of what you look at for out of your senior leaders.
Yeah, this Edco team's a really young team. I looked at their roster before. They got a lot of sophomores.
They do. Really, I mean, their hitter, that number 13, is a senior. Yeah. So Wildcats here coming back. We got Lupkus just with a little down ball. We're going to go outside to Gall, and she tries to go down the line, and the Wildcats are there. Macy Lupkus says, "You're not coming in this time," and we got a block and a point, and Macy's going to go back and serve. Maybe that's going to be the little play that we need there.
Yeah, it's a 3-point game. It's looking close.
Yep. Lupkus goes at Helmrich. They're going to come to Gall. She goes cross court, and Coletta's just not able to get there. So right when we think we're coming back into the game, the Vikings make a big hit, and it's 9-5.
Yeah, that was a hard hit down.
And we've got Chloe Everett, who's come in, a sophomore, and she serves it, and it goes out. So Edco's leaving the door cracked open a little bit. The Wildcats just need to try to take advantage here and get a couple points back-to-back and get that spark going again. This time it's Belle Whitson. She goes right at the libero. They're going to come with Gall, and we just can't stop her. We've had one. I think we've blocked one of her hits, and that's it. Maybe she's had one hitting error. Otherwise, she's had a lot of different kills. So we're really struggling with her when she hits it. 6-10. We're in game 2. Wildcats down
She got hops. That's the problem. She can jump.
Yeah. Wildcats are going to free ball it over. Kept alive over here, and they're going to come something quick out of the middle with Caitlin Hahn. And the Vikings are clicking here, 11-6. We've got McKenna Hoferback serving. Wildcats need to get a side out and need to put a string of serves together and get some points so we can get back in this game. Weber's going to go up to Whitson, back to Weber, quick, and they're going to say a touch. And the official says there was no touch.
It got blocked.
No, she's saying it didn't get blocked.
It got blocked.
I think it was the net. I think it hit the net and then went out. So there's a point. So Weber's going to go to Whitson. They're going to go back to Weber, and they're going to say out. Weber hits it down the line and out. 13-6 here. Wildcats a little rattled after having the opportunity to finish out game one and letting Edco back in it. We got Hofer with the serve. She's going at Wade, gets it up to Whitson, a little tight. Yep, that was a bad pass. Whitson couldn't really do anything with it. They're going to call her with 2 hits, and Wildcats are going to take a timeout, 6-14. It doesn't matter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just pick one.
Shoot. At Heartland Bank, the strength of our bank lies in the relationships that give meaning to our work. At all times, we remain focused on what we do best, operating as a dependable community bank and delivering on our personal service commitment. Go Central City Wildcats.
All right, we always appreciate Heartland Bank. So what would you be telling the players in the huddle right now?
Don't give up. Never back down.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. I think you've got to talk about you want to get this game, or at least, even if you don't win the game, you want to try to at least get back in and make it a game.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, they came down
and then
2-0 against Lisbon.
Yep.
They've been in that situation before. They're able to.
And maybe remind them of that.
Yeah.
Try to maybe, if you've got a play where you can try to get, a hit and hopefully get some points. So we'll see what happens here. 14-6, we're in game 2. Edco up game 1. Avery Wise to Whitson. They're going to go middle tip to Weber. And Edco's going to come back with Gall. Avery Wise is there. We finally stopped that. And the Wildcats can't do anything. Vikings can't do anything. This time we come back with Dedeker. A little hit over. We're going to go outside to Borsley. Wildcats are there. Now we got Liz Wade. Nice play by Edco to keep it alive. There's a tip over. Wildcats have a chance here with Bailey Weber in the middle, and she does it. That's what we needed.
Boom, big spike.
Boom, yes. Bailey Weber, another great volley by both teams. Everybody's diving, doing whatever they can do to keep the ball alive. Wildcats get that big hit by senior Bailey Weber, and now we got Lexi Dedeker checking in. And there's a nice serve, and they're going to go to Gall, and that one actually went in again. There she is, number 9. We just really are struggling against her. So it's 7:15. Edco's up.
She's really good at hitting.
She is. She's deceptively. And there's a great serve, ace serve by Marin Gall. She's one of the seniors. Her and Helmrich, and then the libero. And like you said, otherwise it's a lot of sophomores out there, but they are relying heavily on their seniors, and they're coming through for them. So there's a kind of a bad pass run down by, and just no communication right now by the Wildcats. Kind of some passing errors, and nobody's communicating. 17-7. We're in game 2. Wildcats down, lose game 1, 24-26. And we've got Gall with the serve, and she's going at Avery Weiss. And there's going to be a passing error. Goes out. I guess that's an ace for Gall.
Yeah, that's a hard one when you just have to dive for it and then don't know where it's going to go.
There's Weber, gets it up to Whitson. Let's see if we can't do something. We got Coletta Wade. Nice! Coletta Wade gets hits it right at Gall, who was a little off balance. Wildcats get that point. Now we need to do something here to get ourselves back into this, 8-18.
Yeah, she really ate that to the face, too.
Yeah. All right, Bailey Weber with the serve, and Vikings are going to go now to Helmrich, and I tell you what, she's on her game tonight, so just like that, we give a ball right back to Vikings. We can't just trade points anymore. We've got to keep the serve, and we've got to try to get some points. So it's 8-19. We're in game 2. Wildcats down 8-19. There's Weber. She gets it to Whitson. Whitson's going to go to Wade in the middle. Wade kind of throws it, and they let her do that. But then Helmrich throws it right back at us, and she gets the point. So 20-8. Wildcats down here in game 2. We've got Campbell Kirby, the libero, serving. She's going to Wade. Wade gets it up to Whitson. Whitson goes outside to Macy Lupkus. Blocked. Kept alive by the Wildcats, but it goes out of bounds. Nice attempt there by Wade. But it's going to be a point. Edco, 21-24. This is where you kind of see what a team's made of a little bit, eh?
Yeah.
Weber up to Whitson. Whitson's going to go to Lexi Dedeker. Kept alive by the Vikings. They attack, and Hennick's there. We come back with Coletta Wade off the block. The Vikings are going to come back with an attack with Helmrich in the middle. Wildcats play that, and then they have Coletta Wade who downballs it and hits it into the net with a hitting error. Nothing's going right for the Wildcats in this game.
Yeah, I think they're just a little bit in their heads. They just got to get out of their heads, just play the game.
Yep. So it's 22-8, and there's a short serve. Hennick gets it to, and they're going to do something quick, and that time, quick set. Macy Lupkus is able to use the block, and it does go out of bounds, so that's going to be a point for the Wildcats. So maybe that's what we need. See what happens. Dedeker's going to serve it. It's 9-22. Wildcats need to get some points here, and nothing's there. We had Coletta Wade and Macy right there for the block, but it went right through their hands.
Yeah, and then nobody was there to recover
Yep.
it. Went like right between like 4 people.
They were there for a good block, but just didn't have their arms up. So 23-9. We've now got Lily Borksley, the setter, serving. She goes to Bailey Weber, miss hit, Lexi Dedeker, and then Macy Lupkus just free balls it over. And Edco's going to come with something quick out of the middle and Wildcats play it back over. It's going to be free balled back by the Vikings. Let's see if the Wildcats here can go quick to Macy Lupkus. She's trying to avoid the middle block and isn't able to get anything to happen. Ball coming back over. We're going outside to Wade. Right there's Gall, and they're going to go back to Gall from the back row. Weber plays it up, and we're going to go quick to Macy Lupkus. Again, tipping instead of hitting because trying to avoid the block. This time we're going to go outside to Wade. It hits the girl off the shoulder, and they still are playing it. And there's something tight, and Belle Whitson, nice play, tight pass. Belle Whitson really couldn't do anything but tip it over, and she found an opening. And there's the point. And we still have a little life.
That's how every point should look like.
Yeah. So it's 10-23. Coletta Wade's going back. Wildcats down. We really have our work cut out for us to see if something can happen. There's something out of the back row kept alive by the Wildcats. We're going to go with Liz Wade, and it's a hitting error. Liz needs to turn her body a little bit and face the net versus facing the out-of-bounds line.
Yeah, I just rolled off
the net and went right out. So we've got 24-10 game point. Coletta Wade, and just a bad pass and miscommunication, and game 2 goes to Edco, 25-10. Wildcats are really going to have to reach down here and see what they can do with these last 3 games.
100%, but right now it's all about starting fresh, just getting your rhythm back, getting the momentum. It's a whole new set.
You know, that's the kind of the different thing with volleyball, like versus basketball. Like volleyball right now, they're down 2, but they have 3 more games to play. It's 0-0 technically, right?
Yeah.
Or in basketball, you have a bad first half. You have time. You have halftime,
Yeah.
but the score's still
Yeah, if
you're still
if
down
you're
20.
if you're down by a lot, it's,
You know.
it's hard.
Yeah, so that's kind of the cool thing about volleyball is even though, yeah, the Wildcats are down, they technically have like a clean slate right now, and they can, play this game and see what happens.
Because in volleyball, you can't play passive when you're up. You still got to be aggressive, and both teams got to be aggressive.
Yeah, yeah. So how do you think things are going with football?
Football-wise?
4-1, kind of one of those games that you probably should win, but you still got to, like you mentioned, you got to go out and play. Who you got coming up next week after Edco? I know you don't want to look ahead, but after Easton Valley, it's a home game, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure we're playing Lone Tree. They're also 4-1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's probably going to be for the district championship, just like this game for volleyball.
Okay.
It'll be a big game.
Good. And it's here though, right? Or is it at Lone Tree?
I'm not sure.
Me neither. I can't remember.
Yeah.
We'll check into that. But we're not going to worry about that now. We're going to worry about Easton Valley Friday night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Al, you healthy now? You had that hand. You cut your hand.
Oh, yeah, my hand's looking good.
Good, yep. Twisted your ankle early on, but it's good, or you just play with a hurt ankle?
I mean, I can definitely feel it, just cutting and stuff, but it's something I'm able to play through.
Yeah, you still got to play.
Yeah, it's an outside sprain,
yeah.
So it's all right.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Everybody else healthy on the team for the most part? I mean, at this time of the year, five games in?
Yeah, everybody's looking good.
Yeah,
We've
good.
been stretching stuff, hitting a little bit.
Good, good. All right, so again, we will not be changing sides. So we've got the Wildcats to our left, and we've got Edco to our right, and Edco is going to start game 3 with the serve. All right, Matt's checking out.
Yeah, I'm checking out.
All right, well, thanks.
Gotta get some sleep.
All right. Good luck Friday night.
Thanks for having me. It was a blast.
Anytime.
All right, I'll be listening to see how the game goes.
Okay, sounds
Maybe.
good. Yep. Yeah. All right. So we're starting here with Edco with the serve, and Edco comes right away with, I think that was Lily Borksley, the setter, with the hit. And it's 1-0. Belle Whitson with the quick, there we go, that's better. Wildcats come back. There's a great pass. Whitson does something quick there with Bailey Weber, and Weber with the big hit out of the middle makes it 1-1. We're in game 3. Edco leads 2-0 here. And Wildcats get a point there. All right, Belle Whitson with another serve, and they're going to go outside to their big hitter, and it Helmrich, and it's blocked, but goes out of bounds, so it's going to be a point for the Vikings. And there's going to be a hit that goes way out, Liz Wade. And Vikings get the point. They have their libero serving, Campbell Kirby, and it is 3-2 Vikings. So Wildcats have to get some confidence going here, quit thinking about the last 2 games and stuff, and really come on. And they pretty much controlled that game 1, so they can do it. It's just a matter of putting things together. And there's a hit by Wessel, and it's going to be a point for the Vikings. So 4-2. Wildcats can't afford to get down. They've got to battle here. There's Weber. Whitson's going to go outside to Diedeker. Diedeker just tips it. And there's going to be a back row attack by Gall, kept alive by Wise, Avery Wise. Now Coletta Wade comes, and off of the block it goes out. So Coletta needed that. She was struggling to, or I'm sorry, that was Liz Wade. She was struggling a couple plays there. Gets things going, and that's going to be a point, and Liz is going to come out, and Lexi Hennick's in, and with the serve, and the Vikings tip it over, and they're going to say 2 hits. So there's that hitting error the Wildcats need, and just like that, it's 4-4. So let's see if Lexi Hennick can't rip off a few serves. There's a little floater. They're going to go with Borksley to the middle, and we just can't stop. We get people pulled up, and Helmrich finds the back corner there for a point for the Vikings. So it's 4-5. Vikings up, and Lily Borksley, the setter, is going to go back to serve. There's a serve to Hennick to Whitson, and they do that little play where Weber comes and takes the quick back set, and she gets the kill. So 5-5. Serve Weber, back set, and back set to Helmrich, and we're just not getting any blocking. We're not getting anybody there to return her hits. 6-5, at least we get Helmrich out of the front row. She's going to be serving, and Weber, it rolls up her arms, kept alive by Wade, tipped passed over by Whitson. There's Macy Lupkis in the middle, and she had a great opportunity to put the ball down, and she tipped it out. And that was a big opportunity right there for the Wildcats. Instead of getting a point, we give it up, and it's 7-5, and then there's a passing error by Coletta Wade, and it's 8-5, timeout Wildcats. Heartland Bank is your community bank. We were founded in a small community like Central City and stay true to our roots in every community we serve. Good luck to Central City Wildcats. And again, we appreciate Heartland Bank and the opportunity to bring these volleyball games and football games. Matt was on here with me, Matt Klosterman, who's having a great season. His brother Aiden broke the all-time rushing record here at Central City in 8-man the other night, and Aiden is a senior having a good season. And so if you haven't had a chance, the Wildcats at least have one, if not maybe 2 more home games. So come on out, and if you can't make it out, or if you can't travel to an away game, make sure you listen, and Mr. Ratliff and I will be bringing you the football games. So there was a serve in the net. The Wildcats will take that, and it's a point. It's 8-6. Dedeker with the serve. They're going to go outside to Gall. She tips. Dedeker's there. Lupkis just throws her arm out. Ball goes over. They're going to go with the back set, and nobody's there. Samantha Wessel with the kill. And that's going to be a point, Edco, so it's 9-6. Wildcats with the big hit there by Coletta Wade. And Wildcats get it. It's 7-9. And it's going to be a point. All right, 8-10, Wildcats get the point there. And we've got Macy Lupkus back to serve. And out of the middle is Gall, and she actually has a hitting error. And that's going to be a point for the Wildcats. So 9-10, Wildcats hanging in here on game 3. And Wildcats try to keep it alive, and it's coming back, and then Wildcats did a great job of keeping the ball alive, and then there's a big misplay. And there's going to be a point, Wildcats. I'm sorry, take that back. All right, we had a sub there, and we've got Gall serving. 12-9, Vikings are up. There's Wade, gets it to Whitson. They're going to go outside to Weber, and there's a big hit by Bailey Weber, senior, stepping up here, see if they can make something happen. 10-12. Belle Whitson's going to go back to serve. All right, at one point I had Keegan Kula listening tonight. I don't know if he's still listening. And now we got Cody Ratliff listening in. I was just talking about us, Cody. If people get bored and can't make it to the Friday night games, we'll be at their entertainment. All right, we've got Wildcats here making a little run. Belle Whitson serving, and there's a tip by Helmrich. And the Wildcats are going to downball it by Whitson. They're going to go back out to Helmrich, and she's just going to tip. Liz Wade keeps it alive. There's Dedeker with the hit, and there's a tip by their setter. Wildcats are ready, and there's another little tip. Coletta Wade gets it. Whitson going quick to Bailey Weber, and the Wildcats get the kill. Great volley, a lot of tipping by the Vikings. Didn't take advantage of a couple opportunities maybe to get a score, and we're 12-12 in game 3. Wildcats are down 2-0. We lost the first game 24-26, lost the second game 10-25, but the Wildcats are coming back here. And there's going to be a tip, and there's Whitson, and Weber's going to get the hit, and it's popped around, and the Vikings aren't able to make a play. Momentum switching over here to the Wildcats. It's 13-12 in game 3, and you can feel a little momentum shift. At Heartland Bank, the strength of our bank lies in the relationships that give meaning to our work at all times. We remain focused on what we do best, operating as a dependable community bank and delivering on our personal service commitment. Go Central City Wildcats. All right. I always like to give a big shout out to Heartland Bank. They do a ton for us. And they not only do they help with the sports cast here, but they provide donations to other programs here at Central City. They provide teachers lunch at the beginning of the year and at the end of the year. We appreciate that and just the whole relationship that we have with Heartland Bank. So we appreciate that. All right, after the timeout, Belle Whitson's going to continue serving here for the Wildcats. 13-12. They're going at the libero. There's Borksley. She's going out to Borksley went to Helmrich, and we had Bailey Weber and Lexi Dedeker there, but we just weren't able to get that block and do something with it. So there's going to be a point Vikings. It's 13-13. And Campbell Kirby's going back to serve for the Vikings, the libero. Weber gets it up to Whitson. They're going to go back to Weber, and that play's been there quite a few times tonight. There she goes down the line with the big kill. Wildcats need that, starting to get some confidence back. We just need to get our feet moving and get covering some of those areas So we've got 14-13, and Lexi Hennick is going to go back to serve. Lexi with the floater. They pop it up, and the setter's not really able to do anything with it, and so that's going to be a point. And just like that, Wildcats are up 15-13. Let's see if Lexi can't run off a bunch of points here and just finish this game. 15-13 Wildcats, game 3. There's a nice serve, tipped over, and there's Coletta Wade with a big arm swing off the second hit. Kind of came unexpected there, and the Vikings weren't ready for that. And it's going to be 16-13 Wildcats up here in game 3, down 2 games to 0, or 0-2, I guess. So Lexi with another floater. Borksley's going to go to Helmrich. Nothing there. Wildcats are going to just tip it back over. Weren't able to use that. And then Helmrich is just going to tip. Wise is there. There's going to be something quick to Bailey. Bailey Weber with the quick hit from Belle Whitson, and the Wildcats get the point. Wildcats are getting their mojo back here a little bit, 17-13. Lexi Hennick with the little floater going at Helmrich. They're going to go quick to Helmrich in the middle, and again, our blockers were there, but just aren't able to pop it up or slow it down, and we just aren't able to do anything with that hit there. So there's going to be a point Vikings, and it's 17-14, and we've got number 1, Lily Borksley, going back to do some serving here for Edco. We're in game 3, and there's Lexi Hennick, pops it up. Whitson over to Wade. Wade does something with it, and it's going to be a free ball. Let's see if the Wildcats can use it. Avery Wise, we're going with Coletta Wade again, and off the block, off the arms of Helmrich. That ball drops, and there's a kill for Coletta Wade. 18-14 Wildcats. Bailey Weber going back to do some serving here. Let's see if we can't not add on a couple more points. They're going to go to Helmrich with the back row. Wildcats are just going to free ball it over. And it's going to be Samantha Wessel with just a little weak hit. Rolls across the net and drops. Wildcats weren't able to do anything with that. 18-15, ball goes back over to the Vikings. And it's going to be a down ball from the back row by Weber. And they're going to go to, hey, there we go. Diediger and Macy Lupkus finally slow down Marin Gall, and we get a block and a point there. Great job by Diediger and Lupkus. 19-15, Wildcats up in game 3. And Lexi Diediger is going to go back and do some serving here. Ball is passed up, and it's going to be quick out of the middle by Dribbs, and the Wildcats can't handle that, and Dribbs is going to get the point for the Vikings. And Chloe Everett's going back to serve. 19-16, Wildcats up here in game 3. Wildcats need this game. Weber gets it up to Whitson, back sets it to Lupkus, who just kind of pops it over. We're going to have a back row attack by Helmrich. Wildcats are there. They go quick. And we've got Macy Lupkus now in the front row and Helmrich in the back row. So maybe Macy can do some damage here. She's able to take advantage of a shorter front row right now. And we get the point. So 20-16, Wildcats up. Coletta Wade's going to go back and serve. She goes at Helmrich. They pop it up. Borksley's going to go to Gall, and Gall has a hitting error in the net. We've kind of slowed her down here this last game. 21-16, Wildcats up, and the Vikings are going to call a timeout. While I have this timeout, I always like to, again, give a big shout out to Beth Griggs, who I mentioned she sang the national anthem the start of this game, but she's the athletic trainer. She comes to all the home athletic contests. You'll see her in the bleachers during basketball season and volleyball season, and she travels to all the football games with the teams home and away. And I know she's available for the track meets, and it's just, I've mentioned this before, but it's just so nice having somebody who knows what they're doing besides a coach having to try to treat an athlete. And she can do what she needs to do, and coaches can do what they need to do as far as coaching. So big shout out to the Booster Club for providing funds to have Beth work with our athletic teams. So we're back here in action, and we've got Gall now, and we are there for her hit, played back over, and Dribs comes out of that weak side over there, or the strong side, and she gets a kill. Wildcats weren't ready for that, and that makes it 21-17. Wildcats need a side out here and try to finish this game to keep the contest going. So we've got Vikings going at Wade. She gets it up to Whitson. Whitson goes quick with Macy Lupkus, and Macy puts it down. 22-17 Wildcats. Big job, good job. Big hit there by Macy. The quick stuff seems to be working a little bit right now. There's a serve by Macy Lupkus, and they're going to go with just a little, and just back row, just getting caught flat-footed. Caitlin Hahn just tips it over, and the Wildcats can't make a play there. Those are some, take advantage of when they're not getting hit hard at you. 22-18. And Hahn's going to go back to serve, or I'm sorry, Gall. And Wildcats play that. Big hit by Weber, comes right back over. And there's Belle Whitson, who hits it right back over. Hits it to the back row where nobody was, and so the Wildcats get a point, 23-18. We still have a chance here. Belle Whitson kind of got us going. Now she's going to be back serving. She's going right at. Oh, and that's a tough one right there with a serving error. Serving errors, we've had some serving errors at terrible times by the Wildcats. You got to get the serve in, especially in this situation. Now it's 23-19. We've got the libero serving. There's Wade, gets it up to Whitson. She's going to go to Weber. Weber hit is kept alive. They're going to come with Gall from the back row. Wildcats are able to keep that alive. Down ball by Wade, kept alive. And they're going to go with, and there we go. We got Helmrich in the middle, but she went to tip it. And they said there was a touch. And the ball went out. I did not see a touch because she threw that over, and I thought it went over everybody's hands. I didn't see a touch, but I wasn't totally paying attention. Definitely got thrown over. It was not a hit, and I'm not sure what Wildcat would have touched it. And we've got some people in the crowd here. I mean, you know, there is a referee shortage, and we got a lot of officials in the stands here. Go get your officiating license, and maybe you can do a better job. So I guess they did say it was touched. I'm not sure if they know who touched it or what happened, but it's 23-20. And we've got Campbell Kirby. Now we're still talking about some stuff, the two officials here. Maybe if we get lucky, they'll replay it, but I don't know. We're still talking about it. Nope, they're not going to replay it. They're going to give the point to, well, they're talking to the scores table. I don't know if there's a question on the score. And it's going to be 23-20, Edco's ball. Wildcats need to get a side out here. And there's Weber Whitson's going to go to Weber, and Weber has a hitting error. Now it's 23-21. Wildcats need to get a side out. And there's Wise with the pass, goes straight over. And there it is. That's a bad set. 2 hits. Wildcats get a break right there, 24-21. And it looks like Lexi Hennick's going to come in and serve right now. Big serve here to keep this going. Lexi Hennick, and she's got a floater. Gets it to Gall, get it up. They're going to just pass it over. Let's see if the Wildcats here with Coletta Wade. Kind of a down ballish, not much on that. The Wildcats aren't able to handle it. There's a hit out of the middle by Helmrich. Nothing hard, but just enough that the Wildcats weren't able to get the point. So now we've got the setter going there. Lily Borksley is going to serve. 24-22, Wildcats up. Hennick gets it up to Whitson. They're going to go back with Bailey, and it's in. There we go. Wildcats come back even after a little adversity, and Wildcats get game 3, 25-22. So Wildcats playing well enough here and live to play another game. Matt and I were just talking about how kind of the unique thing about volleyball is, yes, you have to win games, but sometimes it makes a difference when you start a brand new game and it's 0-0 versus if you have a bad first half in a basketball game or something, you still come back and you're still down 20 points, okay? So Wildcats here take game 4 or game 3. All right, so again, not changing sides. Well, Wildcats have stayed on the same side the whole game. Edco's on the other, so this is game 4. And Wildcats should be serving first here, so that's going to be nice. Another thing I always like to is talk about the volunteers who help every at the different games for volleyball. We have Denise Starry, who's retired, who comes back and helps run the clock for the Wildcats. We have Mrs. Sackett, who does the scorekeeping. And tonight we have Rachel Sackett, a teacher for Central City, doing the libero tracking for us. And then for officials, we have Autumn Lamb and Vaughn. Vaughn does a lot of different things here at Central City, drives a school bus, helps line judge, keeps the clock for the football game. So again, a lot of these activities are put on by people who are volunteering their time. So we appreciate all the people who step up and help volunteer. All right, we've got 45 seconds left here. Edco's out on the floor. Wildcats are wrapping up their timeout, or coming out of here after that win after game 3. So Wildcats are down 1-2. We're in game 4. Wildcats had the opportunity. Were serving to win game 1, and there was a serving error, and then Edco came back and won 26-24. Then Wildcats just couldn't get their footing for game 2, and it was 25-10. Now the Wildcats got things figured out and took game 3 25-22. So Wildcats will get the serve to start game 4. We have Macy Lepkus serving for the Wildcats. Let's see if we can't get a bunch of things going on here. So Lepkus gets it over. They're going to have a big hit from Helmrich, and she hits it out. And so now the Vikings look a little on their toes, and maybe the Wildcats can come back here and finish this out. We'll see what happens. Another serve by Lupkus. Oh, there's a great play. There it is. The ball went over the blockers, and Belle Whitson just dove and hit the ball, and it went right back over, and Edco tried to attack it, and it went right into the net, so there's an error. So 2-0 Wildcats. Macy Lupkus with the serve. This is game 4, and we're going to do just a free ball over. Vikings aren't able to set up an attack. Belle Whitson just tips it over there, tight pass. And there's a block. And that time Helmrich gets the hit, and the Wildcats have the block, but just aren't able to do anything with it. So point for the Vikings. Serve, and Bailey Weber's going to down ball it, and just a simple down ball. I don't think the Vikings were ready for that. Hits off of their block and goes out, and just like that, the ball's back over to Central City. Belle Whitson serving, does a little floater, and it's going to be Helmrich. Wildcats are going to play it back with Bailey Weber out of the middle, off of the libero's arms, and it goes out. Wildcats 4-1 in game 4. It's going to be a free ball by the Vikings. Weiss up to Whitson. Just tipped over, tipped right back to the Wildcats. Bailey Weber just kind of tips it back. A lot of tipping going on here. Now Whitson's going to set up Bailey Weber, and Bailey Weber pounds it out of the middle. The blocking in the middle that was hurting the Wildcats in game 2 now is not there right now. And Wildcats are being able to take some advantage of getting some points out of that middle. And there's just a hit. Vikings can't do anything with it. And there's Liz Wade with the hit, blocked, kept alive by the Vikings, and they're gonna just tip it back over. There's Whitson, Wade, and it's just gonna be down balled by Whitson, kept alive by the Vikings, tipped over by their setter. Wildcats are ready, and there's Bailey Weber. She goes deep with the tip. Good idea, just a little too deep, and it goes out. There was nobody back there, but just a little too deep. So 5-2, side out for the Vikings, and it looks like Lily Borksley, their setter, is going to go back and do some serving. She goes to Wise, gets it up to Whitson, and that time Bailey Weber just tips it over Helmrich's hands, and it gets a point. And it's going to be a rotation, and Lexi Hennick's coming in with a little floater. And they're going to go Helmrich is just going to tip it over, and we're going to come back with an attack by Coletta Wade. Played up there by the Vikings, and drips it over, but Lexi Hennick is there, and there's going to be another kill. And this time, I'm not sure if that was a block or if it was hit into the net, but either way, it's a point Wildcats, and it's 7-2. Wildcats, again, now have the momentum. All right. At Heartland Bank, we understand that life is full of changes. We're here to support you at every step of your life's journey with personal and business banking options that fit your lifestyle. Online at hbtbank.com. Go Central City Wildcats. All right, so 7-2 here, Wildcats in game 4. They're down 2-1. Wildcats out of the timeout, ready to go. Edco getting some instructions from their coach. Body languages have totally shifted. Edco was all up in game 2. Wildcats were down. Now Wildcats are up, and the Vikings are down, kind of struggling, don't look as confident, as sure of themselves. So we'll see if the Wildcats can keep things going. So there's the serve. Vikings are going to go to Yeah, that's not for her to call in or out. I don't know what's going on with our line judges, but we had one official call it out and one official call it in, and I'm not really sure who the one who called it out. I'm not sure what. All right, so they're going to say it was in, or I'm sorry, they're going to say it was out. And so it's a point for the Wildcats. And now, doesn't matter. Coletta Wade sticks her arm out there to try to get that attack, and it goes off her arm out of bounds. So ball's going to go over to Edco. Edco, it's 8-3. Wildcats are up here in game 4. We've got Helmrich serving, and Wildcats have a hit with Wade, and they're going to come back, and Gall just got back on track. Marin Gall struggled there in game 3, and she just rose up right there and put the ball down, so we don't want her to get going. 8-4, we've got Helmrich in the back serving. She's going to go to Hennick, and there's a kind of a bad pass. Wildcats still are able to get it over and keep it in play. And now we've got Gall putting it down again, 2 right in a row. Going back down the line, that's where she's most successful. The Wildcats just can't stop it, so it's 8-5. We're in game 4. Wildcats down 2-1. And there's just some miscommunication. Helmrich with the serve and miscommunication, and we're going from 8-2 now to 8-6. So Wildcats need to get something going here. And there's a pass that goes over. Wildcats are able to now get a play with Bailey Weber. She hits it to the back row where they're waiting for it. And bad pass, and the setter wasn't able to do anything with that out of the net. And that's going to be a point Wildcat. So big play right there. Side out, point Wildcats 9-6. Bailey Weber serving. There's kind of miscommunication between 2 Vikings, and the ball is going to go out. So I think that goes down as an ace serve. Bailey Weber to serve again. Played up by the libero. They're going to go out to Gall. The blockers are there. Macy Lupkus and Lexi Diedeker were there, but the ball just trickled between their arms. Need to get their hands out in front of them a little bit. So there's going to be a side out. Point Vikings 10-7. Wildcats up here in game 4. Chloe Everett going to serve here for the Vikings. And it's a serve that's kept alive. Wildcats are just going to free ball that over. Everett's going to go up there, and they're going to go to Dribbs. Dribbs' hit is played up, but then Coletta Wade has a hitting error in the net. So it's 10-8. And Everett is going to serve again. 10-8, Wildcats up, game 4. We need a side out here. Weber. They're going to go outside to Wade. Wade's blocked over there by Dribbs and Hahn, but I think they said somebody was in the net. I didn't catch what number, but either number 2 or number 7 were in the net. 7 looks like she's maybe the one that they called that on. So that's going to be a point Wildcats. That's a big break for the Wildcats. There's Gall again. Wildcats are able to play her ball back over, and it's a free ball over by Gall. Wildcats are going to go quick with Macy in the middle. It's kept alive, and there's Wade. Nice hustle by the Vikings, scrappy, and there's another big swing by Lupkus. Kept alive by the Vikings, and the Vikings are just scrappy, and then number 2, just Caitlin Hahn just finds an opening in the middle, and just like that, it's 11-9. Another good volley by both teams, and Vikings are just a scrappy team. And there's going to be the serve. They're going at Diedeker. She gets it up to Whitson. Whitson's going to go with Wade out of the back, and they're going to say that Caitlin Hahn was in the net, and kind of just a mental error there because there wasn't even a play at the net. I think she just lost track of where she was. And so big break for the Wildcats. We'll take it, 12-9. Coletta Wade's going to go back and serve. Bad pass, free ball over. Let's see if the Wildcats, Belle Whitson hits it back. Not really maybe the best play, but it's the play that happens. And this time I think Hahn, I'm not sure if it was Hahn or Dribs in the middle. Somebody just kind of chucked it over, and the Wildcats not able to make a play. So side out, point Vikings, 12-10. We're in game 4. Wildcats up 12-10, down 1-2. There's a big serve by Gall, and Lupkus finds an opening in the middle. Nobody in the back row sucked up, and Macy found that opening, and Macy's going to turn around, and she's going to go back and serve now, 13-10 Wildcats. Macy with the serve. The libero plays it up. Borksley sets, and there's a hitting error. Helmrich, she's kind of streaky. She's either pounding it or she has some hitting errors, and she was on there for a while in the games 1, 2, and now she's kind of off her stride, so hopefully she stays off her stride there. Borksley's going to go back to Hahn, popped up by Whitson. Whitson's in the front row, so she's going to hit it, and Whitson's going to get the kill right there. 14-10 Wildcats. Macy Lupkus doing the serving here. She's going to get another opportunity. Borksley, bad set. Helmrich's not really able to do anything with it. The Wildcats take advantage, and there's Bailey Weber in the middle. And it's 16-10, and it's going to be a timeout Vikings. Wildcats extend the lead. Heartland Bank is a proud supporter of Central City Wildcat sports. At Heartland Bank, we recognize more than ever the need to support local customers and organizations in our communities. As our community bank, we're here for you. All right, so some exciting volleyball tonight. Both teams playing hard. As we mentioned, both teams are tied for first place in the conference, 4-0. So this is kind of right now to determine at this point first place. In the, I believe we are the west side of the Tri-Rivers. So Wildcats have the serve here. Macy Lupkus is going to go back and keep serving. (16-10), game 4. And Macy goes right at Gall. And we're going to go with Helmrich, and she hits it to Coletta Wade, and Coletta just was there and couldn't maintain it, and it's going to go out. So there's the side out that the Vikings were looking for. Wildcats need to really work hard and try to get it right back at 16-11. Bailey Weber with the down ball. Kept alive by the Vikings, and then they down ball it back to us. That was Samantha Wessel, and the Wildcats can't play it, so it's 16-12. We've got Campbell Kirby serving for the Vikings. There's Wade up to Whitson. They're going to go out to Weber, and they're going to say 2 hits by Whitson. So there's an error. So now a couple errors on the Wildcats. 16-13. Let's go Wildcats. See if we can't get it back here. And there's a serve, and that's in. Again, miscommunication by Lexi Dedeker and Coletta Wade. Both of them thought it was going to go out, and both of them opened up, and it just dropped right in between them. So 16-14 here. Dedeker passes over to Whitson. They're going to go quick out of the middle with Weber, and she just hangs in the air and drops it over the 2 front row blockers. Big play for the Wildcats to get the ball back, 17-14. We're in game 4. Wildcats down 1-2. Belle Whitson with the nice serve. Hit over there by the setter. Wildcats are going to go back with the attack. Dedeker and Whitson got their feet tangled up. I'm not sure what's going on there. You got to get out of the way of the setter, so I don't know if Lexi was thinking she was going to get the hit or what, but mistake there. So now it's 17-15. Weber gets it up to Whitson. They're going to go back to Weber, and she's going to tip it. This time looking for that middle, but the Vikings covered it. And this time the Wildcats are getting their hand on the ball for the blocks, but they're just, the ball's going over their hands, and then nobody's there to stop it. So they just either need to judge their jumps a little better, I'm not sure, but it's 17-16. Wildcats are going to call timeout. We're in game 4. Unleash the power of more with More For You checking from Heartland Bank. You'll get 24-hour roadside assistance, cell phone insurance, access to thousands of coupons, deals, and more for free. All right. Thank you, Heartland Bank. So we're in game 4. Wildcats up 17-16. Wildcats lost game 1, 26-24, and they lost game 2, 25-10. Wildcats came back and won game 3, 25-22, and like I said, we're 17-16 right now in game 4. Wildcats on serve receiving, we've got Lily Borski with the serve, and there's Bailey Weber trying to go around the blocks, and she hits it out. And we are tied, 17. Borski to serve again for the Vikings. And she goes at Weber, up to Whitson. Whitson's going to go back to Weber with the big hit off the block. Kept alive. They're going to come back, and there's a tip by Helmrich. Wildcats keep it alive. Weber with the tip, kept alive by the setter. We're going to do a back row attack by Gall. Weber was there but just couldn't block it. Nobody was there to be able to get the deflection off of Bailey's hand. So 18-17. Got Borski. There's a pass up to Whitson. They're going quick with Weber. And there's a off of Borski's hands, and it's going to go out of bounds. Wildcats get the point. Makes it 18-18, and Lexi Hennick's going to come in and serve. Liz Wade's going to go out. There's the serve. And they're going to say a miss hit by the setter. I'm not sure if that was, I think that's Borski with the miss hit. And we have a malfunction with the board. We don't have a score up there anymore. So I think it's 19-18. Yeah, 19-18, Wildcats up. So 19-18, Wildcats up. And Lexi Hennick goes deep, and now it's 19-19. And there's a serving error on the Vikings. Audrey Helmrich, senior. Seniors trading serving errors, so it's 20. I think it's should be 21-20. I don't think that score is right. We'll see if they change the score there, but there's a hit blocked by the Wildcats, and they're blocked again by the Wildcats. And there's Coletta Wade trying to be kept alive by the Vikings, but they couldn't do it. And that's a point. I don't know if that's the right score, but nobody's complaining about it. So it's 21-19. Bailey Weber serving. There's a pass, and they're going to go with a tip out there to Wessels. Wildcats are going to come back with Coletta Wade. Kept alive by the Vikings, going out to Gall. Goes down the line. Bailey Weber was there, but she just couldn't handle it. Good hit by Marin Gall. Side out Vikings, 21-20. And they're going to have Chloe Everett go back and serve. Everett goes to Weber, up to Whitson. Whitson's going to go quick with Macy Lupkus. It's kept alive by the Vikings, and they're going to come back with a hit. And didn't see, it looks like that was Drips over there. And it went out, and that's a hitting error and a point for the Wildcats, 22-20. And Lexi Dedeker with the serve, popped up by the libero, Gall. And Gall goes right at Coletta Wade. We've got people that are right where she's hitting it, but they can't return it. Gall's back on hitting. Wildcats 22-21 here. We've got McKenna Hofer serving. And there's Macy with the hit. Kept in play. They're going to come back with Gall. And this time, Gall a little too deep, and she hits it in the net. Big play right there, 23-21 on that hitting error. We've got Lexi Hennick stepping out, Liz Wade stepping in, and Coletta Wade's going to go back and serve. 23-21 Wildcats. And there's Gall up to the center. They're going back to Gall. There's our blockers, Lupkus and Wade, Liz Wade. There's Lupkus again. Kept it up, but nobody was there to cover that cover the block, and it drops 23-22. Wildcats up, and Gall's going to go back and serve for the Vikings. Gall goes to Weber, who gets it to Whitson. They're going to go with Macy Lupkus in the middle, and Gall tried to keep it alive, but it off of her hand and goes out of bounds. Points Wildcat. 24-22, Macy Lupkus with the big play right there, and she's got a chance to serve for the win right here. There's the serve going outside, and Helmrich goes down the line, and we just don't make a play for it. Lupkus just watched it go. So we're at 23-24, and we've got Campbell Kirby serving for Edco. She does a floater to Wade. They're going to go outside there to Weber. Tips it over, kept alive by the Vikings. They're going to come out of the middle, blocked by the Wildcats, comes back over to the Wildcats. Weber's going to tip and miss. Wildcats get the win, 25-23, big play. Weber hits it off the block in the front row, and the Vikings aren't able to make a play. So we're going to go to game 5. And I'm not sure. Game 5, they will flip. And I know you can either go side or serve. I don't know, both teams have won 2 games from each side, so I can't imagine they want to switch sides. It's just a matter of who you want to serve. And I'm not sure, I can't remember, it's been a while. But it's been a while, but I don't think we go to 25. Might go to 21, might go to 15. I can't remember what the rules are for game 5 in varsity volleyball. I guess we'll just find out when we get there. I do know that we don't go to 25. I'm pretty positive we don't go to 25. I'm going to find out. I'm going to see if a former player, I'm going to put her on the spot and find out. Allie, how far what do you play to in game 5? 15, that's all right, she said 15, so we're putting her on the spot. Allie Fritcher says you play to 15. Oh, 15, yes, Matt says 15. So we are in game 5 here. So games 1, 3, and 4 have been kind of what we expected of this contest. Game 2 got a little out there, out of control. Wildcats just kind of fell apart a little bit after that, losing that first game, but give them credit. They've come back, and it's 25-22, 25-23, and now we are in game 5 here, and winner takes all. Again, this for first place coming into tonight's game. Central City's 4-0, Edco's 4-0 in the conference, so the winner of tonight's game will have sole possession of first place. Rat, you know all the rules you should be announcing. All right, we've got 40 seconds here to go. I did not see, they're on their same side, so we're not changing sides. So it's just a matter of who got serve here. And I didn't see who's serving, so we'll find out here. We've got 30 seconds left. Both teams here are getting ready to break huddle, and we'll get underway with game 5. All right. Looks like Edco actually is going to serve first. And going back to serve is I don't think Edco doesn't act like they know that they're serving. So game 5, unless the coach changed up the rotation, I'm not sure how you don't know where you're supposed to be in game 5. They act like they don't know what they're doing. So again, the coach could have changed up the rotation, but at this point, why are you changing the rotation? I don't know. This could be a, I don't know if the coach is trying something different or what, but they were totally confused. And they are serving, and it looks like it's going to be Marin Gall serving here for the Vikings. 0-0 game 5 going to 15. And the first serve goes to Coletta Wade, and we're going to have a down ball by Weber. Kept alive by the Vikings. They're going to they're going to call two hits on the setter. Helmrich had a beat on that, but they called a setting error. So there's a point for the Wildcats, and now Belle Whitson's going to go back and serve. She's got a little jump serve, goes right at the libero, and it's going to be a tip by Helmrich. And Lexi Dedeker's struggling on knowing where she's at out there a little bit. This is like second or third time where she's gotten confused, ran into Whitson one time. So kind of a key, really not a lot of room for error in a game when you're only playing till 15. So it's 1-1. Vikings have the serve now. Campbell Kirby serving, and they go quick to Bailey, and it's kept alive. Couple tips there. The Wildcats play it, and it's going to be Whitson with the down ball. And there's going to be a big arm swing hit by Drips, but it's blocked, and Wildcats come back with an attack, kept alive by the Vikings. Now it's back to the Wildcats, going quick with Bailey Weber. She goes tip in the middle, played up by the Vikings. There's a big block by the Wildcats. Free balled over by the Vikings. Wildcats have another attack. There's Weber. Now we're going to have a back row attack by the Vikings, played up by big played up there, and Gall got that kill from the back row. Again, both teams pretty scrappy. Vikings taking advantage there. get up 2-1. And Kirby will serve again for the Vikings. They go at Wade, gets it up to Whitson. He's going to go back to Weber. Big arm swing, but a block there by, they've got their twin towers in the front row right now. Edco's got Audrey Helmrich, who's 6 foot, and Savannah Drips, who's 6'2" right now. So it's going to be hard to do anything out of the middle. There's going to be a hit, but Liz Wade just taps it over, and it's a misplay by the Vikings, and it goes out of bounds. So that's a huge break for the Wildcats. Wildcats will be serving with Lexi Hennick, and we're down 2-3. Lexi gets it over. There's Gall, goes to the setter, and there's Helmrich, and she just taps it over us. Her height hurt us right there. She's going against Bailey Weber, and Weber's not 6 foot, and they're able to get a point. So it's 4-2. Wildcats have to get a side out and need to keep it close right here. And we got Borelski back. She goes at Weber. Whitson's going to go outside to Wade. Wade goes down, played up by Gall. Gall's going to come out of the back row just with a little down ball. Good job, Wildcats. Coletta Wade goes back to the Vikings. Vikings are going to come with a hit. It doesn't matter, it was in anyway, so as a point. And it's 5-2. Borelski's serving again. And she goes at Hennick, gets it up to Whitson, goes back to Weber. Kirby's there to keep that alive. Gall comes from the back row, played up by Whitson. Coletta Wade, played up by Borelski. Kirby back to Gall from the back row. Hennick keeps it alive. Whitson's going to go outside to Wade. Wade with the big hit. The blockers were there, but it fell in front of them. Drips couldn't get it there, and it just fell right in front of the Vikings. So Wildcats get the ball back. It's 3-5. Bailey Weber with the serve. Drips hits it, goes up. They're going to just free ball it over. Let's see if the Wildcats can do something here quick with Macy. Macy, yes! Macy Lupkus in the middle. Gets it and finds a hole. You have to give credit to Borelski. She got there, but the ball went over the net and out. So point Wildcats, makes it 4-5. Wildcats down by 1. Weber with the good serve, and it's going to be tight, just a free ball over. Whitson keeps it alive, pops it up, and Diedeker's just going to down ball that over. We're going to come back with something quick out of the middle, kept alive by Macy Lupkus. Good job, Wildcats. It's going to be Helmrich, just a down ball, but Wildcats just can't make a play there. That's going to be a side out and point for the Vikings. Makes it 6-4. Vikings have the lead, and Helmrich is going back to Wildcats come back with a big middle attack by Macy Lupkus. Yeah, you're going to have to do all the talking tomorrow, Rat, because my voice, I'm not going to have a voice. All right, big hit out of the middle by Macy Lupkus. And Lexi Diedeker is going to go back to serve. Wildcats down 5-6. We're in game 5, going to 15. Gall with the big hit, but Bailey Weber's there. We're going quick. And then we come back with a quick hit in the middle by Macy Lupkus, and there's a kill. We're at 6-6. 6-6, game 5. Winner's going to take the game, the match, and first place in Tri-Rivers Conference. Nice serve. They're going to come with Gall, and there's the block! Kept alive by the Vikings, and there's a block again by Macy Lupkus. 2 blocks in a row by Macy. She's dominating at the net right now. 7-6, Wildcats, timeout, Vikings. Heartland Bank is your community bank. We are founded in a small community like Central City and stay true to our roots in every community we serve. Good luck, Central City Wildcats. Wow, Macy's doing a great job in the front row, finally getting the blocks and getting them in the middle there and putting them back on Edco's side. Some scrappy play again by both teams. Wildcats doing what they need to do here to survive. 7-6. We're in game Edco took game 1, 24-26. 26-24. Edco took game 2, 25-10. Then the Wildcats came back and took game 3, 25-22, and game 4, 25-23. Again, knowing that these teams were pretty evenly matched, both coming into the conference 4-0. And this is the volleyball that we expected. So we've got Wildcats with the serve, Lexi Dedeker going at their libero there, Kirby. They're going to go back to Drips. And Drips is able to get it just on the blocks, and it just dropped onto the floor. So side out Wildcats, or side out Vikings, I should say, 7-7. And there's Hennick, goes off of her arms, kept up by Dedeker, free balled over. Now they're going to come with Gall with the tip. Dedeker's there. We're going to go outside to Coletta Wade. Kept alive by the Vikings and just tipped over from the back row by Helmrich. And we're going to go outside with Coletta Wade again down the line with the kill. Nobody could get to that one. 8-7, Wildcats up, and Coletta Wade, after the big hit, is going to go back and serve. And Coletta goes at the Kirby, the libero, and it's tipped over. And then Belle Whitson tries to tip it right back over, and she tips it into the net with an error. So it's 8-8. And we've got Everett, Chloe Everett, going back to serve with 8-8. We're in game 5, playing till 15. Wade gets it up to Whitson, going quick to Macy Lupkis, kept alive by the Vikings, downballed by Gall. Going quick with Macy again. Oh, they're going to say that it was. They're going to say it was 4 hits, that it wasn't blocked. That was a tough call. That was a tough call. They're talking to the official again, but I do think that that hit the net. I don't think it went over. So Belle Whitson, the captain, is talking to the official, but I don't think there's anything that really you can do. The floor official is going to come over. I don't think I didn't see a call of a touch by either of the officials, so either of the line judges. So to me, that says that they didn't see a touch, and that means that it would be. They're going to replay it. Big break for the Wildcats. Big break. So I didn't see either line judge call a touch. And when Macy swung, it did not go over. And but I think the Wildcats thought it was a block. But like I said, there was nothing said by either line judge, and it would have been a point for Edco, but now they're going to just replay it, which I think is fair. And so it's 8-8. Edco's got Chloe Everett serving, and there's Coletta Wade. Whitson is going to go to Lupkis, popped up, and it's tipped back and forth here. And we're going to have a free ball by Everett, and she free balls it out. Ball don't lie. I guess it was the Wildcats then. That it was blocked, and they should have gotten that point initially. So 9-8. Macy Lupkis is going to go back to serve. Kirby gets it up to the setter, back set to Gall. Gall goes down, blocked, kept alive here by the Wildcats. Macy Lupkis popped it up, but it went out of bounds out into the crowd. Nothing that anybody could do, so it's 9-9. Avery Wise comes in. Macy Lupkis goes out. Got Liz Wade, Bailey Weber, and Whitson, Coletta Wade, and Alexa Dedeker on the floor for the Wildcats. Gall's going to serve, goes to Avery Wise, up to Whitson, back to Bailey Weber with the big arm swing. Kirby keeps it alive, free balled over by Gall. Dedeker up to Whitson, again something quick, And again, they're going to say they're going to say hit in the net, and I would have to agree that time. Bailey hit the net, and then we hit it again. So 4 hits on the Wildcat side out, and that makes it 10-9. And Gall's going back to serve. And Gall goes at Wade. She gets it up to Whitson. We're going to, then they said 2 hits on Whitson. So we've got 11-9. Wildcats need to do something right here. We're in game 5, only going to 15. It's 11-9. And we've got Gall serving. Wildcats need a side out. Gall goes with a little jump serve. Popped up. Whitson. Weber just free balls it. We're going to come with a hit from Helmrich. Some tipping back and forth here. Whitson to Weber. Weber hits it. Vikings come back with something out of the middle. Dedeker there. Weber again with a little tip. And just good enough and out of reach of Kirby. Off of Kirby's hands. And it goes out of bounds. Wildcats needed that. 10-11. Belle Whitson's going to go back. Belle Whitson's going to go back and serve. 10-11. Wildcats down. Kirby goes. They go outside to Helmrich. Helmrich hasn't been hitting the ball as hard, but that time she didn't need to. She just took a little bit off, and the block was there, but we just weren't able to play it up. And it's going to be a timeout. Oh, no. I don't know what's going on. Thought it looked like there was going to be a timeout, but it's 12-10. And we've got Campbell Kirby back serving. She goes to Weber. They're going to do that back set, and that's worked well. And this time it was out. Nobody touched it. Now it's 13-10. You got to take a timeout. Heartland Bank is your community bank. We are founded in a small community like Central City and stay true to our roots in every community we serve. Good luck, Central City Wildcats. All right, so we've got 10-13 here. Vikings are up. Vikings have the serve, and we are at 2-2. Vikings won the first 2 games. Wildcats came back and won the second 2 games, and now it's 10-13. It's been a good match. A lot of scrappy play, some big hits. Good serving. Pretty good match overall. Hopefully the Wildcats can get a side out here and then get some serves and finish out with a win here. So we've got Campbell Kirby, the libero for the Vikings, back serving. And she goes at Weber, gets it up to Whitson. She's going to go with Weber in a different spot. And this time it works. Instead of going with the back set down the line, Weber came more to the middle, played by the back row there by Abby Backenstadt, but went off of her arms and out. So just what the Wildcats needed, 11-13. Lexi Hennick with the serve. They're going to go quick into the middle, not really very good there. Wildcats play back with Weber. They're going to go out of the middle again, and I think they're going to call that a carry. Yep, they're going to call that a carry. They're calling it a carry on, which I'm not going to say hasn't been happening all night, but so I'm sitting up here, they're down there. All right, so it's 12-13. Wildcats get the point there on a throw. I think it's because her arm was like down below her shoulder, and then she brought it up. So Lexi Hennick, and Lexi Hennick serves it out. Now it's going to be 14-12, and Edco's serving for the win here. They've got Lily Bolski, the setter, serving. Wildcats need it, and it goes to Weber, to Whitson. She's going to go outside to Wade, and the Gall kicked the ball And I believe you can do that in volleyball. She kicked it, and luckily it went out. And now the Wildcats get the ball back, and Bailey Weber serving, and it's 13-14. Wildcats need a point here. They're going to go with the back set, and there's the block! Macy Lupkis and Coletta Wade with the big block on Audrey Helmrich. They went to their big hitter, and we had our best blocker. And our best blocker won. Huge play for the Wildcats. It's 14-14, and it's a timeout Vikings. Wildcats will have the serve. I believe it's Bailey Weber. And got to win by 2. And it's 14-14. Remember, this is game 5, so we're going to 15. But I still believe the rule is you still have to win by 2, even though it's 15 is what we're going to. All right, coming out of the timeout, 14-14, Bailey Weber. See if the Wildcats can't do something here, kind of have Edco on their heels a little bit. Finish this off. There's a short serve, and it's a big hit by Lupkis, but the Vikings play it back, and they're going to say that we were in the net. They're saying maybe 10, or it was either Lupkis or Coletta Wade in the net. Big mistake there. That's going to give the ball over to the Vikings, and they're serving 15-14. Weber up to Witz, and they're going with Macy. Yes, Macy Lupkis. Quick hit in the middle. Nobody's there to block her. They've got Helmrich in the back row right now. And they got Lupkis, and we've got Lupkis in the front, and they can't stop her right now. So it's 15-15, and we have Lexi Dedeker serving for the Wildcats. Lexi goes to the libero Kirby. They're going to go to goal, and there's Weber, plays it up, but it was a good play, but the pass just went into the net, and Whitson wasn't able to, or Lupkis, neither one were able to do anything with it. So that gives the point to Edco, and it's 16-15, and they have Hofer serving, and she serves it at Dedeker, goes over her head, free balled over by Whitson. Helmrich gets it up to the front. They're going to go with Gull, and Gull's going to get the kill. And Edco is going to come out tonight with a 17-15 win in Game 5. Wow, great match by both teams. Kind of what you expected when two undefeated teams play each other. And unfortunately, the good guys just came out on the short end. Saw some really good volleyball tonight. So, just as a quick recap, Wildcats lose Game 1, 24-26. Then they went down Game 2, 10-25. Then they came back and won 25-22 in Game 4. Game 5 was 25-23 Wildcats, and then Game 5 going to only 15 ended up being a 17-15 score. You got to win by 2, and Edco comes out with that. So great game tonight. Wildcats just come up a little short. But probably maybe run into these guys again, maybe at the conference tournament, and maybe we can see what we can do then with them. So, as I mentioned, Wildcats go down 2 games to 3 tonight against Edco. Our next Wildcat Sports broadcast is going to be tomorrow night, Friday, September 29th, when the Wildcat football team travels to Easton Valley. Cody Ratliff and I will be there for the call. And kickoff will be at 7 p.m. So if you can't make it to Easton Valley tomorrow night, make sure you listen in, and we will bring you all the action from Easton Valley. So I just appreciate everybody listening tonight. Go Cats!